Welcome to the shit show.
Tom, exciting times. AEW Dynamite was last night. We are the All Elite Wrap-Up. We encourage you to go to our website. We'll get all these plugs out of the way, right? AllEliteWrapup.com. All the links are there. The donate links, the Blue Sky, the threads. Find Tom skeeting away usually during Dynamite last night. I imagine you were doing that, right? I had to watch later, not live.
Last night was hard to talk about in the moment.
Okay. Something going on, Tom? You all right? Everything? Yeah.
I was aggravated with the episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I'm excited to talk about that because we're going to get into all of that. And we invite you to join us along here in the chat. If you're watching us live on the YouTube, talk with us as the topics we're bringing it up. If you thought something different, say it. If you agree with us, say it. If you have a random question, say that too. You can also email us, aewrapup@gmail.com. If you do it now, obviously, we'll get that next week. You know how that works. But, Tom,
come on.
Big news, Tom. Next week is the 13-year anniversary of the Spanish Announce Table / All Elite Wrap-Up. It's also the week you got to do the show yourself if you want there to be a show, because I'll be out of the country.
No, then there's no show. That's how we'll celebrate, because then we'll get... We'll get a week off to celebrate our 13 years. Yeah. What's the gift for 13 years? Let's look that up.
I'm not sure.
What is the anniversary?
Yeah, so we could do that. We could just say there's a week off, and then we'll see you again next week if you're all inclined, which means we'll miss redemption picks. I thought about this. We could, I checked the bylaws that you were referring, and I found that there are no bylaws. In fact,
yes, there is.
I think the word that says here is kayfabe, bro. So, Tom, here's what I found that I think I'm willing to do. We can call the shirt vacant, right? No, next picks, you don't got to wear the shirt, right? Next you don't got to wear the shirt because it's vacant. It's vacant.
It doesn't fucking matter. I still have it.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's where I was thinking this up. I was like, the beauty of it is it's still in his house.
Bylaws. Here it is. Here's all the bylaws. This is what you get for watching the YouTube stream. You are seen in its flesh.
Does that say murder Tim if he gets mouthy on this episode? Is that what that says?
There is contingencies plans in this, right? Yeah. So these are the bylaws.
Why does it say I hate everything? Everything. Is that what it is? I was just reading what you wrote there. Keeps getting more aggressive. The handwriting.
Maybe it does.
The imagery, the notes, the drawings you write next to it is troubling.
Suck it. How about that?
Again, stay tuned. This is the rare occurrence where you're not going to get a weekly show, or maybe you will. And how would you know? You would stay tuned by subscribing to All Elite Wrap-Up at just allelitewrapup.com, right? It's free. We're not selling your data. You're just going to get an email that says, hey, we're live tonight. We're live, pal, right? And then you'll know.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get. We were writing for a little bit, kind of took a pause, but we're trying to get back Tim. Oh, Tim. Tim. You forgot we did not start in styles, my friend.
Oh, yes. Here, I thought I had the coolest sunglasses on the show.
Look at these fucking things.
Yeah. Those are good.
He's
like John Lennon's
they tickle.
Illegitimate son.
Yeah. They tickle. Look at that. Woo.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they do. That's got to be.
I can't do the whole show. Yeah, it tickles too much.
Yeah, nope.
But anyhow, there you go. Maybe I'll wear it when we talk about his match, because he had a match last night. Speaking of last night, let's talk about Dynamite. It took place in Boston. Do we like Boston? Have you been to Boston?
I've been through Boston, and I think we stopped in Boston en route. So wife's parents live up in Maine and some in Providence, Rhode Island. So yeah, no, never hung out, sightseeing, none of that.
I spent a weekend there. It was okay. Fenway was really cool.
Boston.
I got to see a Yankees Red Sox game.
Yeah. I'd like to go though. I mean, I'm a fan of that northeast area,
good historical trail that you can
Yeah.
walk. So that was fun.
Yeah,
But
some historical things happened in Boston. A thing or two.
yeah, they'll let you
Kansas
know
City,
about it too.
but, you know.
Yeah, no, they'll let you know about it. But yeah, so Boston, Massachusetts is where we took place last night. And let's talk about how it started because it
They're
actually.
loyal to some Boston, this crowd, throughout the night. You will.
Who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you're wearing a Kansas City hat, but
Yeah.
we have said, but like,
Well,
I
I've
guess-
got more red now, so I bought a red hat, and I was like,
Yeah.
what other red hat am I going to get? I had to make sure it can't be mistaken for another red hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I needed to just
Oh, yeah,
stick
yeah.
out. So,
yeah. Here's my thing about just rooting for said person from your town. We all know that whatever town you're from has shitty people. We know it.
yeah.
So just by default, if it says hometown, fuck that. I'm not cheering you on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. In fact, you from the hometown, more of you ought to know, nah.
yeah, this person sucks. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
now who knows? All these people could have been great. I know the main event person, I'm not the most high on, but that's just me. It's both a character and maybe personal. I don't know.
You loved Willow.
I love Willow. Is Willow from Boston?
No, I don't know where she's
Okay.
from.
But she is from the Northeast, I think, because yeah,
Could
she
be
does
from
the
Boston,
whole.
but they would have said that. And so
Yeah. But we're talking about she posted a big dick energy and held the
this?
fucking Owen Hart title. Hold on, Tim. Just picture this. I get it. It's a title and you're a heel, and I'm not trying to say be a good person when you're playing a heel. That's fine. But the tone deaf fucking idiot person to use the Owen Hart belt
To say big dick energy.
as your, performative penis is fucking stupid. But again, she doesn't realize that because she's a cosplayer of a good person. Like, she's fucking so. And people like her. Again, her matches rule. I don't know why anyone likes her.
Get your vaccinations.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I want to be like Vince and I want to eat the steak too. You want to be like Vince. That's a fucking sentence you said knowing the shit at that company.
And nobody
Again.
likes that. Nobody wants to be like that.
Anyhow, let's start it off with. Yeah. I mean, kind of. And for the ones who cheered on Mercedes, we'll talk about you in a moment. But we didn't start off in the ring. We started backstage. We got Will Ospreay throwing hellacious elbows to look like a heavy bag.
Yep.
And then he gets stopped. And we get Jon Moxley essentially giving
Sensei
kind of
John
first,
Moxley.
yeah, kind of like a monologue to the group, but then he zeroes in
Motivational
on-
speech, even, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But then he zeroes in on Will Ospreay.
yeah.
And essentially, if you want to know sentence for sentence, you can go watch it. But the gist of what he said, though, is once you have your target, don't hesitate. Like the person can change, but if the target's being the champion, it doesn't matter
Right.
who
Doesn't
that
matter
is.
who the person is, right? Acknowledging that this person has some, Will Ospreay holds reverence for this person now that the target
Yeah,
is on.
and you could take it also at face value, just saying, "Hey, man, 2 weeks ago you thought, or a week ago you thought it was going to be MJF, so now it's
Ready
Kenny
to
Omega."
murder this guy.
But yeah, the plan still is the plan.
Yeah,
Here's
your
my
plan
question
was
for you.
trained to be a killer to kill MJF. Now it's not MJF. Don't pull
But
a
it's
plane.
still-
You're going to have to kill Kenny Omega if that's what you want.
So here's the question though: is Jon Moxley telling Will Ospreay a bit about himself? Because we know that Jon Moxley still has aspirations of being the heavyweight champion. I know he's the Continental Championship,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be a championship, but
Well, it shouldn't be a defended.
right,
touring
it should be
championship, right?
it should be an award, but not a defended championship. Anyhow, is that what he's telling him? Is that what he's
Man.
saying? Essentially, like if you're the champion, I'm not going to hesitate.
if Will Ospreay wins the title, I think a big first real heel he's got to go up against could be Jon Moxley, but that puts you in a weird position to have Moxley not win that, right? And then be kind of left in a what to do. But this Sensei Jon Moxley leading the blind to become killers is kind of just falling a little short for me, right? I know.
No way.
It's not.
No, it rules. No, it rules. I literally thought he was the most interesting thing all night. Not to get ahead of ourselves.
I don't want to say it's not interesting, right? But I'm saying, like, for Jon Moxley, when I look at Jon Moxley, I'm like, do I want to root for Jon Moxley? This is kind of like, it's telling a great story for Will Ospreay. But for Jon Moxley, I'm just kind of like, yeah, fine. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a great story for Jon Moxley. I left last night saying kind of a pivot. I think now the most interesting person in AEW is Jon Moxley. Is Jon Moxley, all right.
Because we got this. Remember this part. Again, we'll get ahead of ourselves just for a moment, but we'll get back on track. But you fast forward to Kenny Omega and Darby Allin doing a backstage interview. And Darby Allin is essentially telling Kenny Omega, hey, you need to stop acting like Kevin Knight is just going to change. Like, because, again, Kenny Omega was essentially saying, hey, Kevin, you're really good. You don't need Don Callis. Right. Come on, friend, right? Then you get backstage, and Darby Allin's like, hey, you can't just say that. He doesn't give a shit. So, like, you got to beat the fuck out of him to get at the point.
This into him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, so people are going to be who they are. And then he walks off camera. Kenny Omega standing there with Renee, and Jon Moxley just comes right into frame, and he goes, he's right. People are going to be who they are. Mm-hmm. Which, again, see, this is fucking awesome. God, some shit fucking rules, Because you could play into the weeds on this and get really like, remember how the show Lost was, where people were like having theories on every episode and all of that?
I know that about it, but I've never seen a single one.
Yeah, that's fine. You didn't have to, but you remember the phenomenon. It was
right,
like,
I know. It was like,
the key
and almost
means
nobody
that
was
it's
right.
Jesus and all that stuff, right? Yeah. Well, you can kind of do it with this, because in that one comment that Jon Moxley says to Kenny Omega, you could take it as, hey, Kenny, remember the last time, and you mentioned it, Kenny, that you were champion, you weren't a good person. And kind of, wasn't it because you were the champion and didn't want to give up that spot? And so, it just, Moxley's like this little fucking
if he's
devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, dropping little seeds of chaos in the back of people's minds. Again, that's cool, but like it still doesn't like, you know what I mean? It does put Mox, I guess, in the middle ground, and that's useful for when you need him to be a little mean. You need him to be a little,
Well, the group also doesn't make sense, which is really cool too, because fucking people don't make sense. No, I'm being serious, because people don't make sense, right? You know how many friends that you probably have that are like good people, but then look at you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At least 2 friends.
Yeah, but look at you. You're not. So like, there's the good people. There's the one that's not. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And so.
Oh yeah, no. Some of the friends I do have are great people, and I'm like,
and
then
there's
still
you.
let me hang around here.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, you look at the Death Riders, and you got Jon Moxley going back to this first segment, giving the rah-rah speech and telling Will Ospreay, keep your eyes on the target. But then let's just go right out of that to our first match, and we've got the Death Riders of Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta, and guess what? They don't fucking like anyone. They go out there middle fingering people, trying to cheat against Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, and that's the group. I think it's complex. That's what I've been yearning for.
They did give us a "fuck you, Yuta" or whatever.
Yes, because they did that well. But because fuck Yuta, I mean that's
Yuta.
That's universal. I don't care what city you're in. You know what I mean?
Nobody likes Yuta.
I think that's the only thing people can all agree on, right? Like if you're like, oh, I like Donald Trump, and you're like, well, but we both fucking hate Yuta.
Like, Yuta? And I'm like, good God, man, no.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right. Ugh. Yeah. So let's talk about the first match though. So we get our AEW World Tag Team Champions, Christian Cage, and boy has time hit Adam Copeland in the face. After this match, when he's trying to separate Jay White, jumping ahead a little bit, Jay White and Christian Cage, woo, he looked like the ghost of Christmas past, didn't he? Like he was all.
Look, I mean, we're all getting old, but yeah, I
And
saw what you saw.
especially
Yeah,
again, right, we're all getting old. He's in front of the camera, so it's a little mean to just be like, haha, and then also I see this thing.
he was
But man,
willingly taking his shirt off and putting himself.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like, I'm more so talking about his face. To
I know
go
what you
from
mean.
like
Yeah.
heartthrob, Teen Beat magazine to like
So you're
Bigfoot
saying
Anonymous.
you would not want to see live sex celebration?
Not right now. Not in 2026. No.
All right. All
No,
right.
no, no. But yeah, so we get Christian Cage,
Don't
we get
start the
Adam Copeland.
OnlyFans, Adam.
Yeah, don't do it now. And they're taking on the Death Riders, this time consisting of Daniel Garcia, Willer Yuta. Good back and forth matchup. I like the finish, right? We get Yuta trying to like get a move on Christian. Christian bypasses him and throws him into a
Yep.
spear from Copeland, and that's your 1, 2, 3. I thought that was good.
Yuta and Garcia is a good tag team. We could do more with that. Like, Yuta sucks. Everybody hates him. And Garcia, we can like Garcia when he's doing the right thing, but he's got a punchable face. He knows how to, like, be a heel where you're like, ew, right? And he could play right into to all of that. Like, we could do some stuff with him.
I think the interesting thing, again, this is not tomorrow or next week that we would do it. It would
He's from
be
Buffalo, Daniel Garcia.
yeah,
Like,
months down the road. But I think you could get Yuta or Garcia or both to be like, "Hey Moxley, really cool what you did with
why didn't
Ospreay."
you do that for me? I couldn't win the tag team titles.
Because again, Moxley could push back and say, "We tried to break Ospreay's neck, so shut the fuck up." But I remember distinctively Yuta bleeding buckets just to get into the group, just to like your first step.
So Garcia says, "What the hell, man? Like, I can't help but notice, right? Like, you know what I mean? You help this guy who doesn't even say he's in the group, but yet," and then he's like, "Well, I do know that he went to battle, and you know what I mean? His neck was broken. You know, he had blood run down his face." Says something about Claudio, be like, "But I don't know what you did."
Well, he turned
We
on
need
his
to change
friend.
that,
Remember that?
right? Yeah, maybe.
He
But
turned
like,
on.
you know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah,
he's like,
he
"Oh,
turned on.
maybe," and he's like, "Yeah, but you. I don't remember you bleeding. I don't remember you." Right? And then they maybe just like, you know. Show
Whip
him
him.
why he shouldn't. Maybe show
Yeah,
him why he
or
shouldn't
just
mouth
say
off.
you're going to earn it now, right? You're going to
Yeah,
stay.
exactly,
You're going to
right.
earn it. Yeah.
Maybe that's why you're mouthing off right now. It's because you didn't earn it. Yeah.
Okay, so then afterwards, the celebration happens. Claudio pulls Copeland down to the floor. Then the fucking dogs, those pieces of shit, come out.
Dogs.
Yeah, and then Yuta returns, and then one of the dogs is gonna go after Christian's arm, but then the Bang Bangs, they come out. Then we get fighting everywhere, and then Jay White comes out to take the little stick away from David Finlay, and then he gets scared of a stick, David Finlay, and jumps out of the ring and runs out.
Shalalala or whatever they call it. No.
Yeah, whatever, it's a stick.
The riding crop or whatever they call it.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. So we got
Got
this
those in
weird,
the barn back over here.
yeah, but we got this weird hodgepodge here. So it was announced that at the pay-per-view, which we'll talk about the pay-per-view in a moment too, it's going to be Claudio and Pac
Yep.
versus Cage and Copeland.
Because they earned a shot, right? Yeah.
So actually, let's just talk about it now, because we'll talk about eventually we make Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega, right? Doesn't this whole pay-per-view just feel like, oh shit, what?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, what?
No, well, so there was quick turnaround from what was the last one we just did? I mean, you just lost that pay-per-view picks win.
I don't know. I blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only been a couple weeks.
Yeah,
It's a
3
quick
weeks,
one.
3 or 4
and
weeks.
like
Yeah,
they're really building to all out or all in, right? Whatever
All
the
in.
first one is, right? Yeah.
but don't you feel cheated if you're going to Redemption? Like fucking,
I mean,
and
it's
again,
not. This one's in the. Where's this one in the Canada?
yeah, Montreal.
Did you see on the Zero they're doing a something on the life and careers of the Rougeau family?
One of them I thought was a dickhead. I think
Sure.
I think the Mountie, because I think Kevin Owens talks about, but no, but I think Kevin Owens talks
French
about how
Canadian.
like he fucking hated him with all of his heart because of something he
Yeah.
did to him. Apparently, that was kind of like consensus. So that's interesting that they would do that. But
Maybe
sure,
that'll be part of it.
maybe that will be. Yeah, because it'd be more interesting than the dark side of the ring that they did on Jeff Jarrett. Jesus Christ, that was a puff piece. What the? Just say this is a profile of people who agreed, because that wasn't dark at anything.
Yeah, I liken that to when I said that the AEW biographies that WWE was doing, where like they might acknowledge,
Yeah. Oh, he
somebody's
drank
torrid
pretty
past,
bad.
but
Oh
then it's
man.
like, but then he overcame that, and then it's like, oh great, yeah, he overcame that.
Yeah.
Only killed a guy along the way in a fucking brutal car accident.
Well, early in their fucking dark side of the ring, here's what it feels like: is these individuals, they will pounce if the subject matter is dead. They will say, "Ah, and this fucking person," blah, 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 blah. But if the person's alive, and then especially if they agree, oh, the perseverance, the strength, the willingness to overcome the
Tell us
odds
about your
of
dark and
addiction.
twisted times on the dark side of the ring.
But then they don't. They're just like,
Well, I know,
it
but then
got
they're like,
pretty
yeah,
bad.
well, I did a lot of bad things. Like he did a lot of bad things.
Well, there is
Thanks.
comically, there's a very, very funny part in the dark side of the ring. We'll get back on track on Dynamite, but side quest here. It's
We'll get back
one of
on
my
track, but we will also get back off track.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get back on.
But there is one of my favorite lines, maybe in any documentary, and it's unintended hilariousness. So Jeff Jarrett is talking about how he was really heavy drinking, right? And he was drinking beer at a party, and he was chugging this beer, and then he was done with it, and he looked down at his stomach, and he goes, "I'm not having a beer belly." So he switched to vodka. That's literally what he said.
God.
And it's just like, you realize that's not fucking better.
Yeah, that's not like
Like,
exactly how
you
it
didn't,
works. Yeah.
yeah, you didn't do like, oh, hey, I'm like, you're still fucking drunk, idiot.
Yeah.
But he
One
thought
of
it
my
was,
favorite TV shows that was short-lived was Californication. And one of the lines in there, she was like, "You're drunk." And he's like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "I can smell the vodka on your breath." And he's like, "You can't smell vodka. That's the point."
yeah, but it's just unintended hilariousness. The 3 episodes were some of the wasted time, it was a hit piece on Dixie Carter too, which again, I think Dixie Carter sucks too. I'm not saying like, oh, poor Dixie. What I'm saying is there's more reasons that place fucking sucked than Dixie Carter.
Yeah. Like, did we really need to do 3 episodes to say that? Like, everybody knows Dixie Carter sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And because, yeah.
I'll say the only thing that was interesting about that is seeing how those dots got connected. Because it was weird when we were just watching, we'd be like, who the fuck is this person? And why is it an energy company's fucking
yeah.
daughter?
Yes, it was
company?
interesting,
Fucking
the
weird.
business side. But
Yeah.
like the idea, and again, maybe I was a Hogan apologist as far as his character, and I will be for the character, not Terry
Yeah.
Bollea. Yeah. But let's also not forget that when Terry Bollea did take over, he switched the ring, which again was the identity, but he also brought in Rob Van Dam. And I know he brought in the Nasty Boys, but he also had Jeff Hardy as your champion.
Yeah.
So like this idea that, well, he just fucking tanked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeff Jarrett had small people masturbating in a fucking trash can. So was he really doing much better?
I'm beating off in the trash can.
Right? But that was just, we were just trying to be different. Shut the fuck
the
up.
thing I took away too is like, it's so much more just kind of went aha when it was, well, Dad lived amongst all these rich Southern financial guys in the neighborhood, and so I knew them all personally, and I was getting money from them, including Health South. Which, oh wow, fucking shocker! Scandal goes wrong there, and
But he knew nothing about it.
yeah,
He
man,
won? That
no,
just blindsided me.
Yeah, like all right, yeah. And they're like, oh, he's a great salesman. I'm like, yeah, I bet he is. Yeah, he learned from the best.
Anyhow, let's get back on track. We get Andrade next. Well, first off, we get Hikaru Shida announcing she's going to take on Queen Aminata on Collision. Awesome. That should be hard hitting.
Awesome.
I like that. Well, and so is Queen Aminata. Those two
Yeah.
girls are going to be fucking punching each other right in the eye sockets. Like that. So then we get Andrade, how you know, soon you will. So he's adding this.
Fucked on, fuck MJF or whatever.
But I've noticed he's trying to add this how you know, soon you will. Like a call and response. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
How you know, soon you will. Like it feels maybe I'm reading too much.
It's not terrible. Like it can work in a couple different contexts, right? He'll hit how you know for a couple different reasons, right? Like it's like how you know this, but it's also, there's a couple different ways you can say it. And yeah, he's definitely trying to find his own little personality and groove here, but they were kind of doing this before with the ladies and the swagger. And so I still, what do we do with that? What story are we going to tell? Right. That's what. I hate to not to just rush everything. Right. But
yeah, but I think the story we could potentially be getting is kind of what we said in this promo. So we go kind of focusing on the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And Andrade presents this box and he's like, I got this thing. And Renee's like, well, how'd you get that? And he's like, well, a good friend, Will Ospreay, gave it to me. Because as you remember from the previous week, MJF is going to hit Kenny Omega. Ospreay grabs the ring, so he has possession of it, and then he gives it to Andrade.
She should have been like, that's MJF's Dynamite Diamond. He'd be like, how you know, right?
Yeah, I mean, that would have been good. But I feel like we're still poking the bear of MJF Andrade. So I think potentially Redemption, we're going to do Andrade versus
it's a way to
MJF.
keep MJF away from I need the title.
But still a really good match, right? Like that's going to be all the fun kind of
early
spots.
In that Kenny Omega promo, or did that come later when he was like, maybe that was later one where he gave MJF the props? I think that maybe that was later in the Omega one. Yeah.
Yep, we get a little bit.
Ospreay one, yeah.
Yeah, we get that in a little bit. But before we get there, we get another backstage promo, and it's our AEW World Trios champs, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. And they're like, hey, right now is a good chance to fight us, So, like, what's going on? And then the Demand walk up, and they're like, we're going to fuck you up, but we're not going to touch you now. But we can take those titles from you. And then out of nowhere, the Lethal Twist, I guess is what we're calling them, takes...
So they're not the Swirl now, they're the...
Yeah, well, because now there's two
Twist.
black guys and a white guy, and he's Jay Lethal, so we got to add Lethal to it. So they attack the conglomeration, but then the Demand says, we said we weren't going to, the Demand wasn't going to attack you.
Touch you, and they're not in the Demand.
Yet.
Is the Demand going to be a 6-person fucking faction all of a sudden? With Jay Lethal in it?
I think more groups need to act similar to how the relationship is between the Dogs and the Death Riders. Where it's like, we're not walking out together every single time.
Right. We're not a
But
group,
if they're outnumbered, we'll help them
allies.
out.
Right.
Yeah. We'll help them out if they're outnumbered. Yep. But we ain't going to ride the towns together. So, I think more groups need to be like that.
We have shared interests. We're not on the same team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the Lethal Twist will be joining the Demand, but does that mean the Demand get the shot at the Trios champs, or does that mean Lethal Twist gets the
leader? Still?
Well, he has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but then
it's criminal.
2 tag teams and Jay Lethal?
Yeah. Well, no, 2 tag teams and...
Well, yeah, so, but I'm saying Ricochet's the leader of 2 tag teams and Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
He's
a,
man,
we're wasting... We're wasting...
But that's not... Now they got... Is it...
Just this. Now we're Shane Douglas. Remember that when Shane Douglas and the Triple Threat? We'll see. I just think... I think Ricochet is better than mid-card. I think his talent and his promo ability is way better than Kyle O'Reilly.
Have a little bit of a window before he's going to miss that too. So I agree. I don't see why he wouldn't be sniffing around,
Although, science is a hell of hell of a subject matter, and it's always evolving. Fucking Bobby Lashley turned 50 today.
Yeah. Apparently, Mitch McConnell's still alive.
Who?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know that guy. I don't fucking know that guy.
Yeah.
He ain't my senator. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you didn't know that? Like, they're fully weekend at Burning. Bernie's a senator right now. He's fucking dead. And they're like, no, look at this photo of him. And everybody's like, nah. They're like, yeah, no, here's another photo. And everybody's like, mm-hmm. And the governor's like, I sent him a letter demanding he call me, and I ain't heard shit.
Yeah. However, I will say social media loves to do this thing that one thing is a little bit of a nugget of truth, and then we run with it. Because Trump's been dead 3 times, right?
Yeah,
we haven't heard from him from a
but
weekend.
this one is legit. Like, he hasn't been. He fell. He fell right at his home. Got rushed to the ambulance. While he's in the hospital, as he gets delivered to the hospital, that day his wife flies to China and is gone for several days. They changed the flooring in his house. Everybody's like, hey, is he all right? And they're like, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. And they're like, what? And then, like, all the Republican senators had, they all made a statement. They're like, oh, I just spoke with Senator McConnell. We had a brief 20-minute conversation about blah, blah. But it was all that phrase. They all used that phrase in their tweet, like all of them, right? And then they were like, here's a photo of him with his wife. And it's like, oh, and he's holding the photo of today. And everybody's like, no. And they're like, yeah, no, look. And he's like, oh, yeah, sorry, guys, here's another photo. I know everybody's, and they're like, no. And the governor literally was like sent an open letter, was like, you like, the people of Kentucky deserve, you know what I mean, your answers. Call me, right? Basically. And he just said this week, he was like, the motherfucker ain't called me, right? He's like, we don't like. He literally said, he was like, if anybody else in this state got sick and stopped showing up at work, they would have to answer to their boss.
Yeah, but
like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I mean, it's better that he's do
dead.
anything.
He's dead.
Well, even if he's not,
Well, but here's the thing: he could name a replacement. The governor could, and then it would be.
But is he
Democrat governor? Yeah. And so.
He's a Democrat governor.
Right. Yep. And so they're going to stall this out for the election, and they'll be like, "No, he's totally alive. He's totally alive." This happened like shortly before Lindsey Graham, so now they were really like, "Fuck."
Well, hey,
they're like, we got 2 dead senators all of a sudden.
Well, don't put it past the dumb fucks of this country to not elect a dead person. Remember that asshole here beat John Ashcroft, and he died in a plane crash.
Lindsey Graham. You know who they replaced Lindsey Graham with? His fucking sister. His sister, who's never held a public office ever. Her job is helping blind people.
I mean, it's better than what Trump did.
Sister.
Yeah. I mean, look. They're all fucking. I hate to do this because I think it's a bigger thing than just people, but like, that's better than fucking Josh Hawley.
Well, I agree with you, but like,
yeah.
So, but it's just like this, like but somebody highlighted, they were like, but they were like, that technically fits the qualifications for senator. You just have to be like, have lived in the state for 10 years and be at least 35. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally it.
Yeah. When you break social norms, that's all you're doing. You're not breaking laws, and everything was built on handshake agreements. Anyhow, Andrade fights Jake Doyle. And if he wins, he gets a shot at the national title versus Mark Davis.
Who I thought was
fun fact. Well, fun fact, he wins.
Andrade wins.
But Andrade once... His whole beef with the family was that he was getting pushed to the side because he wasn't getting a world championship match.
Right.
So why, if he cares so much about the world championship, is he going to take a detour to get the national title?
Now it's turned into, Don, you broke my heart that you weren't helping me get to my goal of the world championship.
And honestly, now that I'm saying this out loud, I misspoke. I believe it will be Andrade versus Mark Davis at Redemption, and then potentially at All In, Andrade versus MJF. Because I could see MJF not having a match, showing up, hitting the diamond ring on Andrade, saying, I got 6 of these bitches. You can have that one. I got 5 more. Boom. And then they go to All In, Andrade versus MJF. I could see that.
I like that.
Yeah, but this match had, and this match tonight or last night had all the things, right? Jake Doyle does his fun stuff, Andrade does his fun stuff. We're all having a good time.
Andrade, yeah, we get it. The Andrade must pose. He gets the crowd, the plant in the crowd to take a photo with him.
Yeah.
All of it good.
Man, I'm telling you this much. I'm gonna be bold. If that plant, if we go to the next AEW show and Andrade's still doing the take a picture with the plant, the girl who is a plant. That's for anyone who doesn't understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
If I'm by that area, I'm also getting in that photo. We're all getting in that photo. Fuck that shit. If you say that this is real, then I'm going to act like this is real, and I want to be in a photo with some fans.
Only Wrapup.com.
Yeah, exactly. What up? AEW Wrapup, what's up? And then they're like, hey, fuck you. I'm like, well, what? Isn't she a fan? I'm a fan. Like,
I'm a fan. Yeah, get the phone out.
Yeah.
I think you're hot too.
Yeah. Exactly. Push the limits. Stop being so fucking sick. Stop having, I don't know. Because we pick and choose, right? We love to do he is gay to Anthony Bowens, but Andrade can only pose with women with cleavage. Like, what the fuck? I digress.
That we got the positive he's gay chant. That's when I knew, when it was sinking in, that AEW was the place to be. Yeah,
right? And let me say also, I'm kind of just giving a little bit of a jab to AEW. AEW, generally speaking, has done really, really great things. We'll talk about one chant that they allow at their TV shows a little bit later. But yeah, I'm just, it's a little jab. I was just saying, isn't it odd that all the girls always have cleavage and are by themselves? Anyhow, we get Kenny Omega next, and it's the Celebration. So before he comes out, we get Tony Schiavone. He brings out the Young Bucks because, it's the Young Bucks. And they have the new championship.
Yeah.
So when Kenny Omega comes out, they're like, that Triple B looks like triple shit. Throws that, and he gets the new championship title, and we're all happy. We're happy.
Right? Like it's
boop, boop, boop. Yeah, it's the original, I guess.
Yeah, right.
And so we're happy, we're snapping, we're clapping, we're high-fiving, do. And then Will Ospreay comes out, and he's like, hey, I want to say hi.
Punch bowl.
Yeah. And he goes, Young Bucks, come on, get out of here. And they're like,
piss off then.
Basically. And he's like, and the Young Bucks are like, okay. And so they walk off.
Scoundrel. Got my eye on you, okay? Be watching and all right.
And we get this thing, essentially, where Kenny Omega saying, hey, we're 50 days away from London. You're going to get the best version of Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay then says, hey, you were my hero. You are number one. I thought you quit on yourself. I'm so happy that you haven't. You're the champion. Isn't that great, everyone? Yay. And then he goes, we've got time. This is where I didn't like the promo. Because he goes, we've got time to turn this up. But I want to say firsthand that I looked up to you and you're number one, but I can't stand being number two. Man, we've competed in life. We don't say those things.
Well, and didn't he also make reference to some nerd cartoon or something in there? He said they were the real.
Oh, he said you're something and I'm the other one, and it's the thing.
That's what lost it for me. I was like, God, I don't know.
Well, look, he said it to Kenny Omega, who used to do Dragon Ball Z poses in his.
I'm sure it pissed Kenny Omega off or whatever.
Oh, I bet you got him. I bet you he got erect. He was like, "This is the best. This is my kind of shit."
True, I am.
Yeah, I am Yoji Go-Go or whatever the fuck your names are. This is the best. Right, Yoji Go-Go. That sounds like someone.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then
not Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Right.
So we get this nice cordial, I'm coming for you, but not right now. So enjoy. We're friends and we're buddies and we're happy. Hey, right.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Knight comes out, and if you got Don Callis, Kevin, have Don Callis talk for you.
So listen, if we're pairing somebody with Don Callis, I feel like they should somehow actually be paired to Don Callis, and his role should be actually teaching them on promos.
Well, that, but also on screen, very much so when Jade Cargill had Mark Sterling as her lawyer, and he spoke on all the lawyer shit. if we're trying to get title shots, that's what a manager does. And
Right.
if you have a manager, then that's Don Callis's job.
Right. Well,
Because
this is where
he
the Don Callis family can start to fall apart, because that's where, like, Andrade was like, "Give me a title shot," and he's like, "Sure." Didn't happen.
Well, I like that
you
because
know what
we've
I
got
mean?
some
Yeah.
bubbling tension with a lot of guys
Kevin
in the
Knight's
Don Callis
already
family.
been, big headed from the start. He came into this thing shit talking the rest of the family the whole time.
Well, specifically Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, it's probably the
Yeah.
glasses.
So, yeah, I mean, probably is. But then this is where this all kind of falls apart. So Kevin Knight comes out and was like, I still need to be, what does he say? Jet 2 belt or whatever. And he said, MJF promised me a shot. So you, Kenny, give it to me. And so then Kenny says
exactly what you just did. He was like, "What the fuck you think we?"
But then he goes, yeah. So he does. He goes, you think I'm gonna honor the word of MJF? You're fucking stupid. So you know what I'm gonna do? Honor the word of MJF.
Yeah, I know. I
Like,
know. It pissed me off
What
too.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on. Think through what you're gonna say. Like that made no sense.
Yep.
No sense.
Yeah, like I would have at least, like, it would have made more logical sense if it was like, look, I'm not doing this because, MJF promised it to you. I'm doing it because you seem like a smug asshole who I want to, you know what I mean, to put in their fucking place.
Well, and he does the exact opposite. Kenny Omega starts doing this, like, take your pants off, I'm a circle jerky here.
Young upstart. You're going to be a Hall of Famer someday.
You're the best. You look so good. Your skin smells like cocoa butter. Your jeans are so amazing. You smell great. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're the champion. That's the other thing, too.
Freshly waxed every time I see it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, great.
Like, but you're the, like, it would almost make sense if Kevin Knight was saying that to the heavyweight champion.
Right.
But you're the number one guy just over here fucking his penis. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And then he gives him the title shot. And then he's like, redemption.
You know what we all hate about Super Cena? I know, like, we all say Super Cena, and it's because, like, he would come to the rescue and always, like, win everything. But, like, part of that also was that, like, we aim to make everything professional around here, and we do it for the spirit of the sport. And when you don't do that, shame on you. And it's like, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, trust me, that shit fucking stupid. John Cena's not a fucking good wrestler at all.
Well,
and he sucks as a famous person. The stuff that he does with the Make-A-Wish is outstanding and incredible. And some of the things on how he sees the world is spot on. But he talks in whisper and he thinks he's some philosopher where he says, like, I'm the man in the arena. Like Teddy Roosevelt didn't say that shit. And it's so fucking bad. And all his one story was after he turned babyface was, I want the championship. No fucking shit, asshole. So does everyone else. Why the fuck are you important? Huh? You dumb fuck. Be interesting. Nope. You're just some fucking one-trick pony that says the same goddamn shit every fucking time.
And his name is John Cena!
And that's the most interesting thing he did outside of wrestling. And that was but that was a radio show. He didn't even do that shit, you know? Fucking nerd. Anyhow, back to this. So we get the championship match, right? It's going to be Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight. Yeah. Kevin Knight then hits Omega with a fucking microphone in his head. Yep. Will Ospreay could have jumped Kevin Knight and fucking airballs his finisher, and that's the number one contender. The guy that can't sneak up behind someone and get his finishing maneuver on him.
Yep.
I'm telling you, if you didn't know AEW and you didn't know the difference between Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay and Bobby Lashley, you knew nothing. They're all the same people to you. I would imagine you left this promo segment going, well, Kenny Omega's a dork and Will Ospreay can't do shit because that was, I mean, you guys all looked stupid. Kevin Knight made you look dumb because he played Kenny Omega and then he literally said, psych, to fucking Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I agree. This is where, like, I feel like this is happenstance of there not really being a story here, you know?
Well, there's a story at All In. There isn't a story for Redemption, and that's where we're at. That's the thing that stinks.
Kind of like, well, I'm going to get 2 belts, and it's just like a Band-Aid of a get us to the next.
Yeah, this feels like it's going to be a fun match that everyone most likely will forget in 3 months. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It also kind of feels like a rinse and repeat, except for the Diet Coke version of what Hangman and Kyle Fletcher were doing. Remember when Hangman was like, hey, I want you to earn this title shot? But what he did was he earned the title shot. He just didn't get tricked into giving Kyle Fletcher the title shot. Anyhow, kind of feels like a Diet Coke piss version of that. But we get more fun. Kevin Knight gets out of the ring because fucking Will Ospreay has the fucking aim of Shaquille O'Neal at free throws and just fucking misses everything. But you know who doesn't miss? And I thought it was a great visual. So we get behind the ramp and we're looking at Will Ospreay. So we miss because look, camera work is never going to be AEW strength.
But but the cameraman missed it. I found this photo elsewhere. Yeah.
But we get Darby Allin jumps Kevin Knight and he's boom and he gets him. And then that brings Don Callis family. And so we get this numbers disadvantage essentially for Darby, Ospreay, and Kenny. And who comes out? The motherfucking Death Riders. So in just a moment in time, right? Just a pinpoint moment in time, you had fighting on the same side for, I think, the first time in company history, Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. Isn't that kind of cool?
It is cool.
Yeah. Now, I know it wasn't like they were doing it for Kenny Omega, but they were going to be fighting alongside each other, which is interesting to me.
You know what just hit me as a random thought because those names were floating around. You know,
Chris Gaines is Garth Brooks.
Yes, exactly. How do you know? Nice, Tom. We back in the Young Bucks, you talked about this inevitable clash that they're going to have with CNC, right? Well, when CNC will win that because we've got another legendary tag team waiting in the wings that's supposedly going to be sniffing around AEW pretty soon. So
it's going to be on that New Day.
Yeah. So we got to hurry up and get this, you know what I mean?
But here's the thing. I mean, you could do this really easy. You could do the lead up to CNC and Young Bucks. Young Bucks prevail. Hey guys, we're the champs again. Isn't this the best? You could say that this is a new day for us. And then that's what Kofi But just say that, man, this is our new title reign. This is a new day for the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And then, what'd you say? Because you can't use the name. Because you bet WWE owns that, right? But
you could even get Big E to but he's probably under still Legends contract.
Yeah, he's still with them. He's still, he misses him. But yeah, we're gonna do that. And so, hey, just do a tag team battle royal, right? FTR, New Day, CNC,
or what you get
Young
is
Bucks.
they're like, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be Young Bucks and CNC and blah blah blah. And somebody this couldn't get any bigger. And then all of a sudden, fucking, those two walk in, and then we get a triple threat.
Shit, you know what I was going to say, but now Matt Hardy's no longer with AEW, is you could do that. You could do the reverse where it's Matt and Jeff standing at the entrance ramp and CNC versus the Young Bucks. Well, we got one more team for you. And then it's Kofi and Austin Creed. Right. That would be fucking awesome. That would be fun. So yeah, anyhow, to end this segment, we got the Death Riders and Kenny Omega. Absent is the Young Bucks. Catch that. Everyone ran out there. Not the Young Bucks. Why the fuck were you guys not out there? You can party, but you can't fight, apparently. But anyhow.
Well, we still harp back on why is he still friends with them. They didn't.
Well, yeah, there's fucking, because we go, AEW does such an amazing job of honoring their history. Except for a reason that is beyond my comprehension. We just don't acknowledge that cage match with Kenny versus Kenny and friends versus the Death Riders and Young Bucks, where the Young Bucks and the Death Riders tried to murder Will Ospreay.
Yeah, try to kill him.
That didn't happen.
Yep.
They're all fine now.
Yep.
It's so weird because that's like the only thing that doesn't align. Everything else is really good and like, that point to this point to this
Cage
point.
and Jay White are still,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right. And that makes sense. And and all this. But for whatever reason, the main event of one of the bigger pay-per-views, would fall out of that. It doesn't make sense. So we're not going to talk about it.
Forget.
Fucking weird. Speaking of weird, what the fuck are we doing with Jack Perry?
Yeah, man, I don't know. That's why I said I don't care about prove him wrong Jack Perry, right?
Well, and then what do we get with, did you get that? And it's Luchasaurus with a boom mic.
They think that's cool. You know, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So
I will say this.
Be the what was that guy that used to follow Christian around? Tomko? Is that just what he's going to be to Jack Perry?
Yeah.
Is he going to be?
Yeah, I mean,
Tomko.
I will say to be completely transparent because I was trying to be a little bit controversial, but I will say I do like that Jack Perry is saying, "Hey, Chapter 1 was this, scapegoat, Jungle Jack Perry. I won 4 championships. I went ups and downs.
Yep.
There it is. Now we've got Chapter 2. So I do respect the idea of I'm going to reinvent myself, but it's because now I've got a new contract. I have to, we don't know the details, but he could say I'm making more, I'm making more money. So that means I have more responsibilities and I still think an underused aspect of pro wrestling is contracts. I think more people should be like, fuck, man, I'm up for renegotiation and I'm on a 4-fight losing streak. Right. And so I have to get a victory and they don't have to say Tony Khan, but or I'm not going to get the bonus that I was intending, or I'm not going to get the raise, or.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't even have to put this around their real contract times. Just every year, make it like a season, and people, you know what I mean? Things are on that.
And then you could also add, again, more original friction to a wrestling show, because you could easily say, "Hey, motherfucker, you're the highest paid guy here. I don't think you're fucking worth that. Yeah. So I'm gonna beat your ass." It doesn't even have to be for a championship, right?
Well, there's this. So it's like, all right, I'm wrestler. I'm Tim, and I'm like, fuck. I'm on a 3-match losing streak. I gotta get a win, or else I'm below 500, and that means I'm gonna get less, leverage
or let go.
And I'm gonna be like, all right, I need an easy victory, and I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking wrestle Tom, and you're gonna be like, what? And then I'm gonna be like, I got to get a win. You're going to be, and you think that's me? Like, bro, I thought we were cool, right? And be like, oh, we're cool. Be like, no, we're not now. Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to do, not to say that the show is bad, because it's definitely not bad, but that's the easiest way to do dream matches on Collision, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see Ricochet versus Jay White? Well, Ricochet's on a 4-fight losing streak. He thinks Jay White's an easy victory. Jay White obviously disagrees. Now it's going to happen on Collision. And that's all it has to be.
Yeah.
Then you can tell the story out of the
He's like,
results.
yeah, I need a thing, so I need a match. And they're like, fine. He's like, all right, you get a match. And be like, well, who's left in the building? He's not already booked. Like, I don't know, Jay White. And Jay White's like, fuck you, I don't want to wrestle tonight. Tough.
Right, but you could do more original storytelling around, again, don't use the real numbers, but the real numbers of contracts and negotiation. Because that's what Jack Perry is essentially saying here is, hey, now I'm on a new contract, so now this is a new version.
Same thing where we had, one wrestler's having gambling issues. Well, now he needs that fight bonus tonight because bookie's sniffing around for him.
Well, I would say, and this is just because it goes back to sad Corbin, but stop telling me that fucking guys are broke because they get a weekly paycheck.
Yeah, I don't need them broke, but I
don't need them broke.
Having a bookie looking for you,
because
you know what I mean? Your back up is a little different, right?
That's I'm gonna get fucked up. I might be murdered.
My leg's broken, and then I'm not getting that weekly check.
Yeah,
because
you could also say, because you could also say, to that point, using the contracts, instead of broke character, it's I'm about to get released character. I need to win. You know what I mean? So anyhow. All right, let's talk about the next
had to
match.
sign a 50% contract to stay working for the company. No, that would never happen.
Well, yeah. Actually, you know that I said that they did one contract thing. Remember during COVID where Hangman tricked Matt Hardy because it was big money or big
money,
Matt Hardy
man.
or whatever, big money Matt Hardy. They did something like that, but they need to be more. It needs to be more. It needs to be serious. Fucking Tony, come on, hire me. Anyhow, let's talk about
that whole like you belong to me is ones I didn't like, right?
No. Yeah, the like slavery contracts.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. But I'll sign an endorsement deal with you. Haha, actually, what you signed is
you get 15% or whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Brodito. They're in ring action next, but before we get there, Renee is catching up with Kyle Fletcher, and Brodito just walks by and check out the T-shirt. Shout out AEW Crate. Bandito fucking takes his like most wanted thing and just kind of crumbles it in his chest. Fuck off. Oh, actually, that happened after the match. So Brodito wins. They beat Aaron Solo, Nick Camarado, which Nick Camarado.
Jesus, my God.
If anyone needs to be in the Don Callis family, like,
brother, that
imagine.
Guy, he looks like if Juice Robinson got on the juice. You know what I mean? Like he's.
Dude, if you just did a tag team of Juice Robinson and Nick Camarado and just call them before and after.
Yeah.
That would fucking rule. Yeah. But also, like, Nick Camarado, because here's the next iteration of the Don Callis family that I want to see. Because we did the, heels around the world group, right? Where we got one guy from every country.
Wrestling faction in history.
Now let's go on the other end of the spectrum. All of them look the same. So it's Jack Doyle, it's Mark Davis, it's Nick Camarado, it's Brian Cage, and they're all fucking right there, and you can't tell them apart. They wear masks, put them all in masks, and they're just fucking flexing on motherfuckers and throwing them into chairs.
Big sweaty bears.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we call them, sweaty bears.
Don Callis' sweaty bears.
No. So anyhow, let's get before the Kyle Fletcher thing. So we get this matchup. Brodito wins, kind of a squash match, but still fun. Again, good to see Camarado. I always think back to that. I think I sent you this video, but they were showing the legit strength of guys backstage, where it's this dumbbell. I can't remember what the dumbbell's called, but essentially, like, no one can pick it up cleanly. And all these guys are struggling. Luchasaurus and all that. And Nick Camarado's like, you mean this?
This thing?
And everyone's like...
You fucker.
Yeah, he's a strong motherfucker.
I always remember when we were at All Out in Chicago, and we were doing that festival before, right? And his back, when he walked by us, you were like, Jesus, man.
Startling. Yeah, startling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get the win. And then, as I mentioned, got a little... out of sort here, but let's get back on track. Renee is talking to Kyle Fletcher. As he's talking to Renee, Bandito is like, look at this fucking most wanted, and walks off. And Kyle Fletcher's like,
the gall of you motherfuckers,
dickhead. Yeah, what the hell is that about? So then we get into our next matchup for the International Championship. Kyle Fletcher, our champion, takes on Commander. And boy, did they all play their parts, right? Commander jumping on all the ropes, doing all the flips, and Kyle Fletcher doing all the hard hitting. You want to fucking mess with me? Yep. Here's a brain buster. He picks up the victory.
Yeah, did he do that turnbuckle brain buster again?
No, it was just a normal one. Which again, as you mentioned last week, the jolt of bringing it down, that fucking rules. That is a good finisher to have. I like it a lot.
Looks like it would murder a human, but that's why I'm like, I get why it's risky. I get why you want to avoid doing it a lot.
Yeah. And as mentioned, this match was really good, but we are not the podcast that's going to break down move for move. So if you want to see that,
don't matter.
Watch it again. Yeah, it's fun. It's great. Some can be memorable. And some are just moves. But afterwards, what's that?
Wrestling isn't wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
video. Yeah.
Afterwards, though, Fletcher decides to rip off Commander's mask because that's what all heels do.
That's
They
what
try
we
to
do.
take that mask off. And what happens? Takeshita comes out and is like, you ain't going to do that. And so he jumps Kyle Fletcher. Well, you know who hates Takeshita? Anytime Takeshita has a smile on his face, he needs to look over his shoulder because that means Okada most likely wants to punch him in the face. So we get Okada, Rainmaker, which then brings out Brodito. And then we'll get a little fight here. And then before the Brodito spot happens, the belt is on the ground. Okada goes to grab it. Fletcher goes to grab it. And we get this like tension of
That Don Callis family's always had this tension.
and that they should. They're all assholes. Assholes
Yeah.
don't like other assholes.
Right.
It's not the 1980s where Honky Tonk Man just likes Iron Sheik. Fuck that. They no.
Like they wouldn't be friends. Like that
They
doesn't
wouldn't
make any
be
sense.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid. But then, as I mentioned, then Brodito comes out, and then we get Takeshita, Brody King, and Bandito going, yay, neat. Then, as mentioned earlier in this episode, now in chronological order, we get Kenny Omega, and he's confronted by Darby Allin. And that's when, essentially, Darby Allin's like, you stop wasting your time with talking to this guy, Kevin Knight. You have to beat him up for it.
Slice his fucking neck.
Yeah. And then that's when John Moxley says, yeah, no, he's right. And just backs off into the ether, right? And you got Kenny Omega kind of sitting there looking around going, well, shit, what do I do? So pretty interesting. Then, fucking yikes, Tim. Fucking yikes. I'll say my biggest criticism now because the next two things we're talking about didn't even fucking need to be on the show. My biggest criticism of last night is you're a show advertised from 7 to 9, and last night you decided to start your fucking main event at 9, the One True Time Zone. 22 minutes of a match no one's going to remember. What are we doing?
It's probably the ratings. It
like-
delivers more ratings than the start of Modern Family on.
Yeah.
You know.
But I would say
But
this
then
to
just
Tony
say,
Khan.
Give us the 9:30. You know. Yeah.
Well, but I would say this to Tony Khan and any decision makers. There's a reason why we didn't like Raw for 3 hours.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't necessarily that the shit was bad, which, but like
it was. Yeah.
But like even when you had the Shield and the reformed Evolution fucking hitting on all cylinders, that third hour was still like, what
It's
the
a lot.
fuck?
It takes a lot. And the crowd there, it's a lot because it's more than 3 hours for the crowd there, and so you're really sucking the life out of the room.
So like fucking honor your time commitment, right?
Yeah.
Be better with your time. And that leads me to chronologically where we're at, because this shit didn't need to be on the fucking show. We get the Brawling Birds.
I agree. At least, yeah, it did not need to be on the show. Like, especially since we already got this fighting vignette from them last week, right? I like what they. If this wasn't on the show, like you said, I like what they did here. I like this behavior from them. They're rowdy. They want to whip up the crowd. They're cracking jokes. What she said, Brits with the tits, right? Like a bunch of other things like that. Like all that's fine.
Yep.
But you're right. Not at the expense of making the show go to 9:30. When you say 9, right? Like I don't.
And also, and also, who said it? I think it. Now I'm a book guy, so now I'm gonna start quoting
that's
authors.
Right. Yeah, you're a reader.
Yeah, I'm a big reader. Finished my 15th book today of the year.
I was gonna say of all time.
Of ever, yeah. I believe it was Kurt Vonnegut.
Same book. I've just read it 15 times now.
Yeah. Called the Bible. No, I believe it was Kurt Vonnegut who said every page should have conflict.
Okay.
Every page, he said every page should have motivation, even if that
Right.
motivation is just to grab a glass of water.
Yeah, because what was this? Like they didn't make a statement. They didn't say.
They
like,
just
"Catch us
said
at
we
the
want to
bar
be
tonight."
good.
Like, you could have at least said that, like, catches in the bar tonight would have been like, we want people, like, at least as a motivation of that character. Like, why?
Something.
They came
but
out
like,
there to just say, hey, look at us.
Yeah, we want to be good. We want to be at All In. Again, going back to the John Cena criticism, so does every fucking else.
Yeah. So I would have combined what last week, instead of them beating people up in the bar, they should have just been talking and acting like they were on this promo in that video. Just hamming up, getting the bar to love them. They're lively. Every pub they go to, they're the talk of the town because everybody loves the birds, right? They want to have a few words with the birds, is what she said, right? That's, you know what I mean? Like that. Give us stuff about town where they look cool and everybody wants to be them.
Yeah. But again, lead it to something. Does someone dislike what they're saying?
Right.
Is it divine
right.
divinity? You know, is it
for
double
what
D?
Purpose? Like, So they're living to live it up, ham it up, have parties, and beat people up. Somebody's got to hate that. So there's got to be a Puritan involved. Usually who hates that, right?
Yep.
Where's Serena Deeb? You know what I mean? Or somebody like
whatever
that.
happened to her?
Yeah,
whatever happened to her? Yeah.
I don't know.
But also, again, if you're gonna have to like force this down our throats every week, where I got to give a shit about the Brawling Birds, next week combine the promos. Do this. Have just a shot of the crowd, because you know how sometimes Excalibur we like, we're sponsored by DraftKings or whatever the fuck it is, you know, like that. And then all of a sudden you just see 3 motherfuckers in the crowd just get thrown around, and it's the Brawling Birds. They also have to beat up a woman. Stop only beating up guys, because that looks fucking weird. And they're just fucking punching these people. Dum, right? Renee runs out. Hey, what's you know, because she's friends with them. Obviously,
right,
we know that.
Why are you?
Why are you doing that? That guy has a family, you know, all this stuff. And they're just like, we're drunk. What else did you think we were gonna do?
Like, Pissa looked at me when I'm
Or they could just say we're Brits with tits, and that's what we do, and then just walk off. Yeah.
We're Brits with tits, so we swing our fists, right? Like,
something with some,
right?
Because this sucked, and also, and this is just me being an American, very nationalistic of me, and I apologize. But if you want a crowd reaction, you got to use our words. When Jamie Hayter says, "Now let's take the piss," we're a dumb fucking country. Some people don't know what that means, and they're going to start fucking taking their zippers down and start peeing on the fucking ground, okay?
Especially wrestling fans.
That's what I'm saying. We're a dumb fucking subset of humans. So, like, don't take the piss, because we don't know what that means. So, say drunk next time. Anyhow. The next thing I wish I was drunk for, Tim. Because we get the fucking silhouette of Chris Jericho. Who gives a flying fuck about the Painmaker? And someone in editing doesn't like him.
Some people love it.
But someone in editing doesn't like him, because he does this thing where he does and he goes, "I'm the Painmaker," but then he goes, no noise. And we stay on that shit for like 3 beats. And that looked that looked worse. Like, you looked even older and out of place.
And then Ciampa does his Boston Yami.
Yeah,
thing.
But you were right, Tim. I thought we were done with this. I thought, hey, thanks Jericho for making Ciampa get some
you were
wins.
also right. You called this a while back. You were like, you know where this is going. Painmaker.
Yeah, but
30 years of Jericho should have been. We wouldn't have had the learning tree. We wouldn't have gone through all this. Everybody would have thought great of him. Everybody would have been like, Jericho is one of the best of all time.
Obviously, hindsight is 2020. And I love Nigel McGuinness. But God damn it, if we couldn't have done the exact playbook of Nigel McGuinness with Chris Jericho as soon as his feud with MJF is done, the 5 labors of Jericho, right? Ends that 30 years of Jericho. He goes into commentary, but then once a big show,
right? Daniel
Garcia needs a tag partner, and he jumps in, does a little match, jumps right back out. Like,
yep. It's also what gave Jerry Lawler a heart attack. All right.
Hey, if you're gonna die, do it what you love. You know what I mean? We're all dying, so might as well do it. Do what you want. You know. With reason. Don't. Yeah, you know. But yeah, Ciampa. Jericho, this better be a
It.
pre-match show.
Well, this better be it.
Well, yeah, as far as a feud, but like, I don't know what they think is going to be the reaction in Canada.
No, this is going
but
to
I don't think it's going to
this'll
be nice.
No, it's Jericho. They're going to do this thing past the halfway mark in the card.
Don't like it. All right, then we get into some in-ring action. Darby Allin takes on Brian Cage, a man so juiced to the gills that my wife looked up from her book and just said, well, that doesn't look right. That's all she said.
Remember when?
And I knew exactly what she
Rob
meant.
Terry in TNA when we were
Yeah.
like, brother, you look one sneeze away from a fucking severed artery.
Yeah. Well, he looks like a fucking fish with all of his veins showing.
Yeah.
Like a, those catfish that has all the fucking tentacles and all that bullshit.
Yeah, especially like it's another one of those where like, and I know like naturally, when you keep working out, you can get bigger and your body could change. But like when you go back and look at like early wrestling photos of him, it's like, brother, you've got to put him down. You've got to put them down.
And my thing isn't necessarily, again, it's fake. So look however you'd like, right? My thing is you're starting to look so obscene that I don't want to see you now. That
right.
like, it's a detriment to your character is how and gross you are. So like,
I mean, now we talk about Scott Steiner a lot. He also got weird like that too when he was so big and his arms looked weird. I was like, dude, I don't want you to do that.
Well, that poor bastard. He got so juiced, and then he got drop foot, so then he couldn't even fucking move around, and so then all of it looked bad. It was fucking miserable there. Scott Steiner, cautionary tale: don't fucking do it. Although he's still wrestling, so I guess maybe keep doing it.
Do it.
Yeah. All right, so Darby wins. Next week, he's going to face Kevin Knight for the TNT title, which, why? Again, we're going to do 32 matches at every pay-per-view. Just do that at the pay-per-view. Or no, you can't because he's taking on Kenny.
Right.
Then he better lose it. He's
trying to be Jet 2 belts.
That's stupid. That's not Conor McGregor did it in 2016.
Yeah.
Just say that out loud.
Well,
do you want to be Conor McGregor, and do you want to do things 10 years ago?
We got old Mike Bailey gave him what for?
Well, that's what I'm getting to next.
Okay.
So Kevin Knight has a conversation with Mike Bailey. And look, I know I'm not the coolest person in the world. I do dorky things.
Not the coolest.
Yeah, but someone has to put their arm around Mike Bailey and being like, they're making fun of you. This is all a joke to someone. Who that is, I don't know. But you look like the neediest ex-girlfriend in wrestling today.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, I know that things are bad,
ready
but
to stop being this guy. Come back and maybe we'll
come back.
We'll come talk. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I loved about this whole thing was immediately afterwards where Taz is like, why is everyone talking to Kevin Knight telling him to change?
Just let him be who he wants to be. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Which isn't a heel thing to say. Yeah. 1,000% agree. Right? Yeah. But someone, Mike Bailey either lost a bet, he's too tone deaf to not get it, or God help him if he thinks that this is like,
Kevin, we're gonna be good friends when this is all said and done. It's like, okay, Mike.
yeah, that would be almost like, when you're like addicted to drugs and you're trying to get out of it, and someone does, and then someone does like, hey man, you need to cut it out. And you're like, hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. This would be the conversation where I'd be like, yeah, I will get clean, but fuck off.
Yeah.
Like I would still be like, but I don't want you around, clean or drunk.
Listen, at some point, I'm going to get clean. Like that's just, it has to happen at some point. I understand that.
And thank you for telling me, but like
you were the one who's like going to make it,
Yeah. Fuck
get
you
a
for
word
thinking
into
like,
me and make me realize you ain't special.
Do you realize why I started using drugs? It was because I was tag teaming with you, idiot.
You. just stressing you fucking.
Yeah. All right. So then
I was literally told my therapist the other day, and they said I shouldn't blame you because it probably wasn't you, but I think it's you.
Well, actually,
yeah.
And so then, but we kept talking, and I told him about the conversation we had this week about you telling me I should come back, and then
said, fuck that
my
guy.
therapist said, "Fuck that guy," and I was like,
So
"I
would
told
stomp
you."
his nuts. So,
Yeah.
So here
Did
we
I say
are.
this on the podcast? Did I say this on the podcast? My last therapy session,
Made him laugh.
I had such a burn, and I made it.
Told my wife about that. Yeah, it was like, right, that is an accomplishment, right? Like that makes
That
you,
is.
I mean, like, she's like, yeah. She was like, I get why you. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah. Have you seen the videos on I can't remember the guy's name now, but he gets like pumped up if you call him Big Dog. He's like, so I got home from work today.
Yeah.
And some guy was like, what up, Big Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was like that same guy was like, he's like, if you want to get in with the guys, call him Big Dog. Like that's
That's all you gotta do.
Oh, that was a girl. I see that girl on TikTok. She's like, you want to make it as a girl in corporate?
Oh, that's
start calling the guys Big Dog. She was like, you'll
the guy's
be
like,
surprised.
Yeah, it's true.
She was like, they're all just like waiting for compliments.
It's true.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. All right. Then we get
Just
to
drop a
at
what
the
up,
top-
Big Dog? When you see him, you'll be surprised. They'll do anything for you.
Yeah. And then when the show's supposed to be
I
over,
throw
we
boss
start
around at work. I'm always like, hey, boss. That one that makes you be like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Big Dog though. That's the that's
a
top
good
tier.
one. Yeah. Big Dog.
Anyhow, but when the show's supposed to be over, that is when we start our main event.
Yay.
So it's Mercedes Moné and D&D taking on Maya World,
Divine Dimension.
High-In. Yeah, D&D.
Yeah, double D.
Double D. Willow Nightingale, Maya World, High-In. We're all cheering for Mercedes Moné because it's all Pavlov's dog. Where I see Boston, I say yes, that's my city. Okay, yeah. That's next to me. I like this. That's next to me too. I like this. That's next to me. I like this. You look stupid. You know, you're cheering for Hitler if he's from Boston, you fucking idiots. Like, you can boo people, just, so fucking dumb. I get so mad every time when people are like, well, it's the dumbest, it's the laziest thing, because what you're telling me is it doesn't actually matter where you're from because you didn't pick it. You just care that it was yours, so that if that's theirs, then it's ours, and we're together. The fuck off. Anyhow, I digress. If you like your city,
hashtag sports hate.
Yes, and again, this is all, my personal feelings. We could do another podcast about that, but but we get our main event here, and we get fun, right? It's all fun. I will say this: at the end, Mercedes picks up the victory. So D&D. With Mercedes, double D's, and Mercedes get the victory. But where's Tekla?
Yeah, why wasn't she on the commentary calling people dumb bitches?
Because if I'm understanding this correctly, and again, I have a dumb brain, so sometimes it doesn't work all the time. Isn't it Tekla versus Willow Nightingale at Redemption?
Right, it is.
So what the fuck is Mercedes?
Mercedes gets the winner.
The winner.
Are we giving away some spoiler alerts with this match?
I think it's still going to be a triple threat. I don't think they're going to throw Tekla to the side like that. I don't think she's going to get a one-on-one match. I think we got to get Willow in there somehow.
There will be a no
it's
winner. And then Mercedes is going to be like, whoa, no, bullshit. I was supposed to get winner. And then the solution will be, well.
Yeah.
Triple threat.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That is our AEW Dynamite. Again, get better with your timing. Review your spreadsheet. Realize that some shit doesn't need to be on there. But overall, I had fun. Even though it didn't sound like it, I really did. Life is good, so this hate has to come out somewhere. And so these little minor...
Hate.
Yeah, these minor inconveniences have to be, expounded upon.
Yeah, that
There you
makes
go.
sense. That tracks.
Yeah,
That tracks.
yeah. There you
Well,
go.
I mean, I thought it was fine. Again, it wasn't like I wouldn't say this is one of the best Dynamites we ever saw or anything like that.
No, uh, actually, I just thought about the other thing though. So no Tekla, but also Saturday. We don't usually talk about Collision because not a lot happens. But Saturday was kicked off with Hangman Adam Page, and Hangman does perfect Hangman shit because he can do no wrong. But he's wearing the jacket that he wore at the very first press conference for the debut of AEW, and he says, "I'm a man of my word, so I'm not going after the championship, but I'm gonna do something next, and we're all in for the ride." And so we follow that up with he's not there on the flagship.
Yeah, and what is he gonna like? It that was. I mean, Hangman's cool, and I like Hangman, but like it also was like okay, all right. You know what I mean?
Can I
like,
can I
thanks
tell you
for
what I
sharing
think
your
it
inner
is?
thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was an emergency move. So they were in Virginia, so it's not a big tax on Hangman to get out there, right?
They need some tickets sold.
They need some tickets sold, and also they were going up against a World Cup game. So I believe that was England
World what?
or France or something. What?
World what?
The kickball tournament that's going on right
Oh,
now.
that was kickball tournament. All right. Oh,
Yeah, they kick the ball, they run after it, kick the ball again, run after it.
yeah.
Liverpool chat
Do
hates
that at
us,
a bar.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You do like a little bar.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they were going up against the World Cup, and it was in Virginia. So I think they just did that as like a pop for like the top of the hour is
World
great.
Cup, is that like one of them NASCAR races?
They only kick left. They only kick with their left foot.
Whoever can kick the ball around in a circle the fastest.
Yeah. But yeah, no Hangman, no Tekla. That was interesting. Those were the two things that I left with going, And again, as I said at the top of this podcast, I've pivoted. The most interesting person now to me is John Moxley. What is he doing? Is he a devil? Is he an angel? Is he motivating? Is he confusing? I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's do this then before we head out of here. Let's pull the tarp off the old time machine and go
Back in time.
Yeah, like this.
Mhm.
I love these. Let's see what happens. We're going to go to July 20th, 2022. This
Ooh,
was
that's a hard one.
AEW Dynamite Fighter Fest Week 2 in the Gas South Arena in Duluth, Georgia.
Fucking yikes. I'm not trying to hate on that, but that doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Fighter Fest Week 2, the Gas South Arena in Duluth, Georgia. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
The granddaddy.
Oh, I mean, we know it, but
So, the main event match was a barbed wire everywhere death match between Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. To prevent outside interference, Tony Khan ordered the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society to be locked inside a shark cage suspended high above the ring. During the match, Ty Mello ran down and attacked Ruby Soho, who was guarding the cage controls. And Ty managed to lower the cage, but she needed help getting it unlocked. So who made a shocking return to the ring, officially turning heel, attacking Ruby Soho, and helping Ty Mello unlock the shark cage to free the Jericho Appreciation Society. This one's a little harder than I've been giving you.
that is very hard.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So they made a heel turn attacking Ruby Soho. But Anna Jay was she in the Shark Tank? That's what I can't remember. Because she, right?
Who? What?
Anna Jay. Anna Jay.
Anna Jay. It was Anna Jay who came down. Right.
Oh, I thought she was in there.
Yep,
But
yep.
yes. Yeah.
Right.
And then that's when she joined, and then she goes, I'm
Exactly
going
right.
to choke everyone out. Okay. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
they came down, then the JS gets out and they fucking beat up Eddie Kingston and, you know what I mean? Gets,
And that
Judas
wasn't
Effect
barbed
wrapped in
wire.
barbed wire.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that wasn't barbed wire everywhere. That was just a rope, and then it was barbed wire everywhere, but it was barbed
Right.
wire. Just do the fucking thing. I mean, Terry Funk did it at 60. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Painmaker is a pain in the ass. We got to get that shit the fuck out of here. Can I tell you a secret? I really wanted Jericho to re-sign with AEW because I thought it would be not a blow, like a real monument, but it would be a kind of a gut punch to lose your first ever champion.
Yeah.
To go back
of
to,
course. Right.
you know, so I was like, fuck, I don't want him to do that. Like, I kind of want him to stay. But I thought he's lost his fastball because I thought he was going to come back and he was going to have these fucking cool ideas and this, and we are just running the hits.
It's not even just that; it's this curveball also. Like there's nothing there. That's like,
yeah.
Well, you called this before when I first was like, why did Ciampa, you know what I mean, attack him? You were like, well, you know what's gonna happen here. Like you knew it right then.
Yeah, but I don't want to be right on that.
No, you don't want to have known that. It's not like you're like some deep. You called it way too obvious pattern. You were like, I wish we didn't do this.
Yeah.
You were giving us a warning sign.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God dang. Come on. What the fuck?
What it is, man. Is what it is. But I encourage everybody, chat with us like Theo's been doing throughout the show. AEWrapup@gmail.com. That's 1W. AEWrapup@gmail.com if you want to get in on the conversations each week. Find us on the Blue Sky, the Threads, AllEliteWrapup.com. And beyond that, unless, Tom, you got anything else?
I will see you next week, dumbass.
Time.